You know, when you think of the Great Pyramids of Giza, you think you know the story. For thousands of years, we've believed that their greatest secrets were sealed up inside. But what if we've been looking in the wrong place this whole time? A pretty recent discovery suggests that the most incredible secrets, well, they aren't inside the pyramids at all. They're deep beneath them. And honestly, this could change everything.
So that brings us to the big question, right? What is hidden beneath the pyramids? It's a question that kind of flips centuries of archaeology completely on its head. I mean, we've mapped the chambers, we've deciphered the hieroglyphs on the surface, but the biggest mystery of all might be what's lying in the darkness, way, way below the bedrock.
So get this. A team of Italian and Scottish scientists recently announced a discovery so massive it has the entire research community buzzing, and their claim is just staggering. They think they've found a whole hidden world beneath the Giza Plateau. Now, you're probably wondering, how do you find something that's been buried for millennia without ever touching the sand? Well, you don't dig. You look down from space with some seriously advanced technology. The key here is something called synthetic aperture radar, or SAR for short. Think of it like a superpower for satellites. It can create an incredibly detailed 3D map from hundreds of kilometers away. But its most important ability, it can actually see through the ground, peering right beneath the surface of the Earth. So here's how it worked. From a satellite orbiting 400 kilometers up, the SAR instrument just bombards the Giza Plateau with radar waves. It cuts right through clouds, it doesn't care if it's day or night, and it builds this incredibly precise 3D map. But here's the magic part. Those waves don't just stop at the surface. Nope, they go deep into the ground, revealing these ghostly outlines of whatever might be hidden below. So what did they find? Well, this isn't just another tomb or some hidden passage. The data is pointing to something on a scale that's almost too huge to even comprehend. 10 times. Let that sink in. The data suggests this complex of chambers and tunnels is 10 times larger than the Great Pyramid itself. I mean, all the treasures and history we've already found above ground, that could be just a tiny, tiny fraction of what's really there. And the depth is just as unbelievable. The scans detected shafts and chambers nearly 2 kilometers below the surface. That's over a mile straight down into the solid bedrock of the plateau. Just wild. And the details they pulled from the scan are incredibly specific. They're seeing 8 massive cylindrical shafts that plunge 2,100 feet down. Wrapped around these shafts are what look like spiral staircases, and these stairs, they lead to enormous 80-meter cube-shaped chambers. This isn't a tomb. This is a work of colossal subterranean engineering. The lead researcher, Professor Corrada, summed it up perfectly. He said this isn't just a small discovery, but potentially an entire world, like a secret city that once existed right under Giza. The implications of that are just mind-bending. And of course, a discovery like this immediately brings up one of history's greatest legends, the Hall of Records. You know, this mythical ancient library that was said to hold all the knowledge of the entire Egyptian civilization. Could this underground complex actually be that very place? But as with any claim that could literally rewrite history, there's always another side to the story. And for now, the final verdict on this incredible discovery, it remains buried. Yeah, many in the wider scientific community are pretty skeptical. And to be fair, they have some serious and pretty valid doubts about whether these extraordinary claims are even possible. It really all comes down to this. You have the claim of an entire underground world on one side, but on the other, you have a fundamental doubt about the technology. A lot of experts argue that SAR, as powerful as it is, just isn't precise enough to pick up details like spiral staircases from 400 kilometers away, especially when you're trying to see through 2 kilometers of solid rock. So, what's the truth here? Right now, nobody really knows. The only way to find out for sure is with a lot more research and, eventually, some actual physical exploration. Until someone starts digging, it's just going to remain one of history's most tantalizing mysteries. So we're kind of at a crossroads, caught between an unbelievable discovery and a potential misreading of the data. Is there a secret city waiting to be explored deep beneath the sands of Giza, or are we just seeing a ghost in the machine, a kind of technological illusion? For now, the truth is still buried.